first time, a warm welcome to you. SD brothers and sisters, shall we give them a whole lot of cyber claps and cyber hearts and even roses to welcome them today. I'll wait for you to do that. Awesome. I see so many reaction, online. That's fantastic. Brothers and sisters, do also give yourself, a round of cyber claps too for also tuning in on time this evening. Fantastic. I see rainbows and lots of claps. Yeah, that's really great. You know, Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what date it is today? It is the 1st of April, right? And what does that mean? April Fool's Day. Did you get pranked today? I hope, all of you had some fun with your family and friends. I was pranked last night. It was an advanced April Fool's prank. So really, made me panic. But it was all in good fun and we really had a good laugh. So I hope you did laugh too, yeah? Okay, so now, the friends, as much as the word social distancing, is commonly heard now. But I think one of our founders, right, Sandy Tillotson, she said something that was really heartwarming. There is no such thing such as distance in the online world. Isn't that true? We may be practicing physical distancing, but we can socially be connected through technology. There are many emoticons online that we can use in our chats today. So feel free, to react, to type in whatever you want, whatever you feel. Keep smiling, show each other love. Through this chat, and let's keep connected. Okay, so I believe we have invitees tuned in not only from Singapore but also from all around the world, and we are all connected through this wonderful platform. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this evening session on how to win big during crisis. So today's session, is relevant to all of us. Simply because of what's happening here in Singapore, also in Malaysia, and in fact all around the world. COVID-19 virus is hitting the world really hard. You know, However, I'm thankful, we are all thankful that everyone is playing their part in trying to contain this virus from spreading any further. I believe many of us, yeah, we're sanitizing our hands, we're wearing masks if we are feeling unwell, and avoid exposing ourselves at crowded places and keeping, a safe and healthy yet friendly distance among one another. And I think we're all doing very well in this area. So I thank you for it, for playing your part, you know. But with that said, we can't deny that it's not that we're only affected uh, by this fear of this virus. There are also many changes that are happening. I believe in your home, or even at the place that you work at. I've heard things of like company operations being cut to its minimum, businesses being affected, companies are closing down. People are having to accept pay cuts. Sadly to say, some are even worried that they may not have a job waiting for them after this wave is over. So I think tuning in today is going to be a great help to many of us. When we hear the word plan B, it's really like a lifesaver. But maybe for some, tuning in today would be their plan A. So, ladies and gentlemen, I urge for you to keep your ears and your hearts open, because the system has invited a leader who is highly admired, at his previous platform. He was a top banker who received countless recognition for his outstanding performance in the banking industry. You may be wondering, then what is he doing here? Right? Well, this leader is not only someone who, you know, um, what's that word? When he heard the word network marketing, when he heard it and it was introduced to him, he thought it was a joke. There was no way he was going to get involved. But thankfully, he saw the outcome of the people in this industry. So fast forward a few years now, he is one of the fastest growing leaders in Asia. Not only was he able to achieve success here, but he is also able to inspire others, achieve success here too. So, ladies and gentlemen, I shall not make you wait any without further ado. May I invite Circle One, Mr. Alan Tan.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? Okay. Okay. My name is Alan. Okay. First of all, I'm really, really thankful to the system for giving me this opportunity to speak today. You know, as you can see, right, this is also my first time speaking to all of you on the social media. So, bear in mind, every time gratitude, especially for all the and especially for all the people who actually they have really prepared all this to share my very simple story. The story to uh, to help understand about what we're doing direct selling or network marketing. Okay, but first of all, I think this is a topic that is constantly boggling a lot of people's mind. I think we're talking about a pandemic that's happening around the world. But first of all, can I borrow your hands to thank all the medical staff and all the medical professionals? Because I could see all of them working around the world, around the clock, countlessly. They ensure they've given the very 100% to make sure all of us stay very, very safe. I've read so much of the articles, so many of the recordings from all of them. They go around the world. All they really wanted to do is just to keep us alive. So can I borrow your hands to thank all these medical professionals around the world? And I can tell you, a lot of them, they hardly sleep at all. Yeah. Okay. But look at it this way, they are the one who maintain all of us here, and therefore, from the bottom of our heart, we want to be thankful to them. Yeah. But first of all, like my leaders always said, in actual fact, as a leader, as a person, I think we first of all we must be able to keep calm, because when we are able to keep calm, we are able to make rational decisions. I think this is very, very important. And I'm someone who has gone through a lot of recessions, I would say. When I first graduated from school, it was a recession period. Yeah. So, and maybe, for the benefit of all the new friends, I understand that a lot of you guys are dialing in from around the world. And especially for those friends who never heard of my story, here today, I just want to share with you my very, very simple story. Yeah. So what happened is I graduated from National University of Singapore in 1998. Do you all know what year it was in 1998? Coincidentally, it was the year of an Asian financial crisis. Now, sometimes when I think about it, there must be a reason why I graduated in a year like this. In 1998, when I came out, because I think a lot of us are being taught this. My parents would teach me, go to school, study hard, get a good degree, come out, find a good job, so that you can have a good life, forever. I think most of us who are actually under employment, we believe in this notion. But guess what? In 1998, when aspiring to climb up the ladder, but you know what? When I came out to look for a job, it was like a heaven was making fun of me. But because when I came out to job, I couldn't find a job because it was a year of financial crisis. And lo and behold, I went through a few rounds. And finally, I got a job in banking, and I settled down in banking. And then fast forward 13 years later, if you ask me, did I work hard? I worked very hard. But at the end of the day, I today I'm not sharing these to boast about myself, but maybe just to share with you. In 2010, I was the top offshore RM. In 2011, I was the top RM by revenue. And 2012, Cloud Award. What? I've all these accolades, but deep down inside my heart, I know, it comes with a lot of hard work. It comes with a lot of pain. It comes with a lot of determination. Then only climb up to where I am. But you know what? My wife was telling me, Alan, you're not young anymore. No matter how hard you work, you could never own the bank. And this is something that literally hit into my heart. And at the back of my head, I understand. Yeah, this is the only thing I can do at the point in time. I think a lot of friends who know me, you know that actually I'm an anti-MLM. Can you tell from my face that I'm anti-MLM? I am, okay? So at a point in time, I really have no interest in doing MLM because to me, my understanding of MLM is people with no educational background, with no opportunities. Because of that, they have to embark on MLM to make a living. So there I was at the back of my head. I was thinking, I'm a graduate and I have a profession. I'm a professional banker, and because of that, I will never consider network marketing. Boy, actually, I was wrong. Okay, the turning point was back in 2011 and 2011. My wife and I, we decided to make a trip to US. Okay. Initially, I didn't want to go to US because I thought, it's just another MLM convention. But I think from the bottom of my heart, I really want to thank my wife because, it's because of her persistency. I went to US, I took a look, I was very, very shocked. So the picture that I show over here, it's the picture that I took for the very first time in a US convention. I saw 17,000 people from around the world, and I saw not just people with high caliber people. I saw people who are business background, high caliber people from around the world. I saw people from Norway, Italy, France, Japan, Canada, from around the world. So many Japanese, so many Koreans. So deep down inside my heart, I was asking myself, so is there something that I didn't know about network marketing that and secondly, when I found out that none of them actually they're paid to go for the trip, meaning to say they fork out their own income, they buy their own tickets to fly to the US. So to me, all these people, they must have known something that I didn't know. So I got started to be curious about it. And more importantly, when I saw all the people, you could see the picture over there, right? A lot of these people are all the successful achievers. They're either the blue diamond, the team elite, or the million circle members. That simply means that they make millions and millions for themselves. So I was thinking, so what if I make millions of dollars for the bank? I'm only a bank employee, but all these people are successful. All these people are successful, and more importantly, sorry, just bear with me for a second. And all these people are successful, and most importantly, all these people are happy. And I look at the lifestyle. It's something that I was very of. The moment I come back from the US, I must understand more about network marketing and what is. Okay. So let's read same amount of time, same amount of effort, different platform, different results. Now, what does it mean? It simply means that, do you remember when I said I in 1998, my mentor, Miss Lillian Ong, she graduated from NUS in 1998 as well. But if you look at my success compared to hers, I think it was really miles apart. Because in 2009, she achieved her $1 million circle member. In 2013, in a short 4 years, she became a $5 million circle member. And it took her another short 3 years to become a $10 million circle member. And I see for myself, because I think a lot of people understand, right? And maybe I didn't tell you this. I graduated with a degree in mathematics. So I'm very, very sensitive towards numbers. To me, I understand that there's such a thing called compounding. There's such a thing called compounding returns. But in my investment world, even though I've been banking for 13 years, I've always advised my clients to make investments, but I never got a compounded return. But over here, to me, compounding is only something of a theory. But I see for myself, my very own eyes, that my mentor, she achieved $1 million circle member in a short 7 years, but it took her another 7 years to achieve $10 million circle member. And this is what I mean by compounding. So when I saw the power of compounding, I was very, very excited. Yeah. And if you look at the picture here, actually myself, you could see myself and my mentor, Miss Lilian Ong, she's the one in red. She became a $10 million member. Next to her is her mentor, is $10 million member, Mr. Ong Gi. And of course, next to her is Miss Phyllis Loh, my direct sponsor. She also became a COE1 recently. And if you look at that, actually myself, Lilian, and Phyllis, we all graduated in the year of 1998, whereby it was a financial crisis. But because of a decision that we make, today all of us are COE1 and COE3. Now, today, I think my very topic today is how do we benefit from a recession, from a financial crisis or even a global recession. Yeah. Okay. As we all know, in my last, I observe numbers, and I'm very and what time when I heard about the coronavirus, it didn't quite I didn't quite understand the speed and the extent of the growth of this thing. Initially, of course, it was contained in China, but then again, when this virus actually spread to US and especially New York, and we all know that New York is a financial center of the world. Now, if you look at the numbers over here, actually the numbers are pretty alarming. But because of the coronavirus, I think Malaysia and Singapore decide to stop the borders, and as a drastic result, I think Malaysia literally practiced a lockdown for the first time in my life. As a Malaysian myself, for the first time in my life, I would say it's about 40 over years. I've never seen the causeway being so empty. But more importantly, we saw a lot of people because of this lockdown. I think the lives changed, especially a lot of Malaysians who are working in Singapore. They really have to make a decision between making money and between their family members. And I saw it really pains my heart because I saw a lot of fellow Malaysians. They leave the country just to come to Singapore. They have to leave their family members so that they can come to Singapore and continue to earn a living. I asked myself at the bottom of my at the bottom of my heart, if I didn't embark on this network marketing today, what would be my outcome? Yeah. So this is this is just a cartoon caricature, simply saying that Superman's mom is actually asking Superman, why isn't he out of the house to help people? I think this is just a joke. I just want to loosen up a little since it's April the 1st today. Yeah. But more importantly, if you look at the as I've said, I've studied financial for the last 13 years. When I look at this, as a matter of fact, the other day I was just sharing with my wife. I said, never have I seen such a steep fall and such a rapid fall. Meaning to say, when I look at the numbers, right, as a matter of fact, the decline in Dow Jones Industrial Index is even faster than before. Back in the 1930s, we all know that there was a global recession, the Great Depression. But actually, when I look at the numbers, right, actually the fall, the recent fall is even faster than the one experienced in 1929. And this is really unprecedented. And more importantly, I think crude oil dropped below $30. As a matter of fact, I checked the latest number today. I think crude oil the WTI is only trading about $20. But what is the implication behind all this? Yes, we know that the virus is here. We know that the severity of the virus, but more importantly is how the virus will affect the people's lives. One thing for sure, a lot of millionaires, a lot of billionaires are losing millions and millions of dollars because of this outcome. And secondly, we know that a lot of people around the world, including our Singapore government, we've got investments in various companies. If the equity share price drop, everyone's earnings will drop, everyone's income will be affected. We all know that Singapore Airlines is one of the best airlines in the world, but even Singapore Airlines, being such a big company, such a global company, cannot withstand the fall of this global pandemic. Yeah. And in actual fact, what is crisis? Crisis in Chinese, we call it 危机. It simply means there's always an opportunity behind the danger. Now, the main thing is like what I've said just now, we have to continue to be calm. Now, when we are calm inside, we are able to prognosticate, we are able to determine, what our outcome is going to be. Because like it or not, like I've said before, crises come and go, here and go. They always come, but they will always go after some point in time. So we just have to remain calm. So I put another cute caricature. It's actually not the COVID that's going to kill us. It's actually the financial implication, the recession behind what the COVID is able to happen. Okay, but more importantly, we understand, right? A pandemic like this makes us realize that we are not actually fighting for qualification. We're not fighting for more wealth. We're not fighting for more power, but actually we are fighting for our very survival. Our survival comes from the immunity, whether it's immunity of health, or whether it's immunity of financial, or whether it's immunity of emotions. I think very, very importantly is we need to understand what is this immunity. And this immunity is what a plan B that I'm going to cover today. Yeah. So is your earnings immune to COVID-19 or the recession? Is it immune to it? Now, just a few days ago, I spoke to a friend. He has a lot of restaurants in Singapore. So the moment I text him, I said, "How is your business?" He said his business dropped from 50% to 70%. Yeah. So at the back of my head, I'm asking myself, even though we all know that Nu Skin is a network marketing business, it's also a business. But I'm telling you, I'm very, very thankful because we are in the sweet spot. Even though we may experience some turbulence because the fact that our Malaysian partners are not able to come out to meet people, but even then our business continue to run. Yeah. So do we have enough vitamin C, the cash flow continuity? HSBC actually stopped the dividend. It simply means that even a global bank like HSBC is trying to conserve cash. One is burning cash. Can you imagine if you're running a restaurant? If you're running a restaurant, you need to pay the rental, you need to pay the staff costs, you need to pay this, you need to pay that. But at the same time, you have got no incoming, but at the same time, you've got so much of an outflow. Then it's only a matter of your business can last. Am I right to say that? Yeah. So we are now struggling between the hope and the fear. But I can tell you that because my mentor, Mr. Reinhold, actually said this, hope and fear cannot exist at the same time. It's either you have hope or either that you are always fearful. So, I really want to urge everyone, instead of feeling the fear, I would say that why don't we embrace it? Why don't we embrace what's happening? Why don't we accept that this is already happening to us? And main thing is we just need to take precautions. We just need to take careful measures and make sure we are not affected by it. Yeah. So what is the silver lining? What is the silver lining? Maybe perhaps I just want to share with you today. It's just about a changing of perspective. Everything is about perspective. If you see a cup, do you see a cup that is half filled or is it half empty? Everything is a matter of perspective. Yeah. But more importantly, I want to share with you today, as we all know, Jack Ma is a very, very successful businessman. April 1999, he actually founded Alibaba. And he said that during SARS, we should not think that this is an opportunity. Instead, we should think of this, as many had encountered troubles and how we can help them. As a matter of fact, a few days ago, when I saw the Singapore Airlines article, when I saw a lot of companies are actually retrenching, I told a lot of my business partners, I'm very, very thankful that, Nu Skin gives me this opportunity because today we are the one to stand out there in the market, and we are creating jobs when everyone is cutting jobs. Why are we creating jobs? Because when we talk to people about this Nu Skin opportunity, and when a person come and do Nu Skin, whether it's part-time or full-time, they earn income from Nu Skin. And when they're able to earn income from Nu Skin, the livelihood can continue to sustain. And when they do it long enough, it's actually better than a job. Yeah. So as we can see that, the e-commerce industry is really changing, but most importantly, are we embracing to the change? I give you one classic example. Let's say today you're running a restaurant. If you're doing a traditional restaurant, I think your business is in trouble because people no longer come to your shop. But if you're able to think innovatively, instead of just selling to people who walk into your shop, if you're able to sell your food through e-commerce, that means you supply to people around the world, you supply to the food to people around the vicinity, I think your business continue to run. I think this is very, very important because we always believe that e-commerce is going to be a next big thing. Alibaba, the reason why Alibaba is able to continue to survive is because Alibaba moved on to an e-platform. Many years ago, Alibaba found out that a lot of people actually have got troubles, doing buying and selling. So they form a online platform whereby a lot of people are able to facilitate the buy and sell. But look at it this way: this is how the business have actually evolved. But most importantly, are we evolving ourselves? Okay. Next, I just want to share with you, especially for the new friends, what is age lock and what is this age lock technology, and how the age lock technology is able to help you and I. Okay. Most importantly, we know that age lock is a anti-aging technology. I give you an example. Let's say today, we know that aging is actually from the genes. But if you're just getting the normal, I would say that normal solutions out there from the market, I think a lot of people are just mopping the floor. You know that by mopping the floor, you're not solving the problem. Yes, you may solve the problem temporarily, but we know the root of the problem actually comes from the tap. Okay, what ageLock does is very, very simple. It goes down to the tap. Imagine yourself, you seal the tap, you lock in the tap. When you lock in the tap, the water stops to flow. Okay, this is a real solve to the problem. Okay, and likewise, I can tell you, this is the way ageLock is doing to our body. Okay, and more importantly, we have a genetic data bank, okay, of 500 million data points, whereby we are able to have this gene expression. And through this gene expression, a lot of our scientists, they are able to formulate a lot of good products that's able to help us in the market. Now, a lot of you will probably be asking me, Alan, what has it got to do with the opportunity? Yes, I know ageLock is good, but what has it got to do with me? Okay, maybe I want to share with you, with the ageLock technology in the last 30 over years, the scientists have actually developed so many good products. And this is most important. And when you see it, because like what I've shared with my business partners, if you see this as a product, it's going to be a product. But if you see this as a life-changing opportunity, it will be your life-changing opportunity. Okay. And more importantly, like what my mentor said, actually, this business is so easy. You don't need to be a salesperson. You don't need to be a salesperson like me. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of friends, a lot of teammates in my team. They are non-sales members. My wife, for example, she didn't come from a sales background. Okay, and most importantly, it's this business. You just need to connect to people's needs. Give people what they want. If people are looking for anti-aging solution, then you provide anti-aging. If people are looking for a business opportunities, then you provide a business opportunities. You're always out there just to connect your needs, okay, to other people's needs. So this crisis, as a matter of fact, it makes us realize 3 points. Point number one, okay, is actually the importance of health. Without health, I come to realize that without health, we have nothing. As a matter of fact, recently one of my teammate, Dr. Joe Chong, he actually said this that literally highlight to us. At the end of the day, yes, we may be using hand sanitizers, we may be using the mask, but what's going to save us at the end of the day is our body immunity. So because of that, I think importance of our health is so important. Now, the second point is importance of a low-risk business. We all know that a lot of businesses around us fail. It's not because they are not profitable. It's because they are so capital intensive. And when you're capital intensive, you borrow a lot of money from the bank. When you're not able to repay your finances, when you're not able to repay your debt, you have to go bankrupt. And thirdly, is the importance of having a passive income. A lot of people don't understand passive income. As a matter of fact, when I joined the business, I don't understand passive income. Why? It's because none of us actually draw passive income. I give you an example. When I work in a bank, even though I'm advising a lot of my clients, how to make passive income, the passive income is actually coming from them investing in capitals. If you have 1 million, 5 million, or 10 million, you park with me in the bank, it's very easy. We can actually buy bonds, we can buy equities, we can buy stocks, we can buy this, we can buy that. When you buy all these things, it comes with a yield, and therefore you make a passive income. To me, that was a passive income in the past, because to me, I always felt that only the rich people are able to make passive incomes. When I come to this platform, I start to realize, and bear in mind, nobody in this world knows how to build a network. I'm very, very thankful I joined Success Together, because 9 years ago, when I joined Success Together, I start to realize the importance and the power of network. When you have a network, you have a passive income, and regardless of good times or bad times. And I shared this with a lot of my business partners. During the good times, when you talk to a lot of businessmen, they will not understand what is passive, the importance of passive income, because they're making good income. They make good income, they make good bonus, everything is hunky-dory. So when you tell them the importance of passive income, they will not seem to understand. But when times are bad, like this time right now, a lot of businesses are going through the trouble. A lot of investments are losing money. And I jokingly told one of my colleagues, my banking colleagues, I said, assuming if a client put $500,000 with you, or even 1 million with you, probably the client would have lost half of the value right now. But my customer, I only get them to invest $2,000, and guess what they lose? They lose 5 to 10 kg. Yeah. So, and they lose the weight and they regain health. So no matter what, there's no risk at all, because the customers just buy a very good product. Even if they don't eat, they still have the product, or someone else could have benefited. But if they take the product, from the bottom of my heart, I really believe for the last 8 to 9 years, we helped so many people to lose weight. Yeah. Okay. So for the immunity, I think a lot of us, we understand that G3 and Life Pack is one of the best, immunity products. And these are not very expensive products, so much so that I feel that a lot of Singaporeans, a lot of people around us, whether you're from Australia, whether from US, whether you're from around the world, as long as you can get hold of Life Pack and G3, take it. This is to protect yourself. Because I can tell you, no matter how much money you have in the bank, if you got no health, you're not able to benefit from it. Now, and recently I saw this article from CNN. It simply states that, people with high medical issues, right, they are the one very susceptible to COVID-19. And if you could look at these two articles, it simply says that, if you have complications in your health, if you have high blood, high cholesterol, diabetic, fatty liver, etc., etc., you're making yourself more susceptible to this. And we all know, right? And especially for all the new friends, I just want to share with you. I have dealt with TR90 for the last 8 to 9 years. It has been one of the most effective product. Within 90 days, a lot of people lose weight, a lot of people cut down the body fats, a lot of people gain health, and it only takes 90 days. And mind you this, New Skin is not a weight management. New Skin is initially started out as a skincare company, but today our TR90 is the best selling in Singapore and Malaysia. And the reason is very, very simple. We have a very, very good product and effective product. Let's go out there, literally, go out there and share people. If they cut down their body fats, if they cut down the high blood, high cholesterol, diabetic, fatty liver, they are able to survive better in this pandemic period. Okay, so what happened is you just happen to need it. You happen to need it. I happen to be a professional. I happen to be doing this for so many years, and therefore I'm just sharing with you the beauty of these products. This business is so simple. You just need to match the needs of the people. Now, some of my friends will tell me, Alan, I'm not like you. I can't speak like you, but I can tell you these are the 4 worst scenario that could possibly happen. Some of the people that you talk to, they don't buy the product from you. Some of the people who buy the product from you, they don't eat the products. Some of the people eat, but they don't want to do the business. Or some people do the business and they give up halfway. But honestly speaking, do we have people going to university and drop out? Do we have people joining your office as your colleague initially, and after that they drop out? There are many people who drop out in the end. But why do we have to bother about people who drop out? What about people who actually change their lives? As a matter of fact, I know, even in my team, even as my sidelines, I see a lot of people, they come to New Skin, they come to SD because we have got a successful training method. I see a lot of ordinary people change their lives. Yeah. Okay. So, and more importantly, I want to touch on this passive income. Passive income is not how much you earn when you work very hard. It's how much you earn even when you stop working. And this is very, very important. If you're working today, if you're still under employment, I want to ask you, for the past where you are, I want to ask you this question. What makes you think that your circumstance is going to change if you continue to work hard for the next 5 to 10 years? Because sometimes it's not about how hard we work. It's whether this is what my mentor shared with me. If you're not moving to the right direction, no matter how, so friends, all of you are probably thinking, Alan, this sounds like a good plan. So how do I get started? It's actually very, very simple. It starts from yourself. you must use the product, because if you don't use the product, you're just selling the product to other people. But if you use the product, if you really fall in love with this product, and I can tell you, it's so easy to fall in love with our products because they're so good. When you use the product, okay, you just have to share with 2 friends or even 3 relatives, and after that you complete your 1, 2, 3, you complete your brand rep, and after that you are able to make a 5,000 income, even a passive income, it's able to be happen. Yeah. And what happens is, the beauty of it is, like it or not, I never once felt that I'm doing MLM. As a matter of fact, I always believe I come here, as an ex-professional, I come here, I partner with New Skin, I partner with Success Together. Success Together teach me all the good things, and I'm able to form my network. And when I have my network, I derive my passive income, regardless of the market situation. I can tell you, good times, bad times, people need to slim down, people need to lose weight, people use a shampoo to wash their hair, people will continue as a livelihood every day. Yeah. So the main thing I want to ask you tonight is, if you're still holding on to a job, are you making a lifetime income, or are you making a one-time income? If yours is a one-time income, do you want to make your income a lifetime income? You can actually make a decision to change today. Yeah. Okay. What are we working hard for? When I look back, when I was working in the bank, I worked very, very hard. Why? Simply because I was hoping for a career progression. I was hoping for a pay raise. I was hoping for more money so that I can give my family a better life. At the end of it, my circumstance is still subject to a lot of question marks. My boss may not like me. The circumstance may change. The company may downsize. Anything could have happened, like right now. Yeah. So more importantly, it's, be fearless, be fearless. Really, this business is not as difficult as you think. It's not as difficult as you think. You just simply have to go out, start the product, get your account started, start the product, and go out and reach out to a lot of people. Yeah. And more importantly is, I feel that, our success got to become faster, and than the speed of the COVID and speed of the recession. Yeah. Okay. So a change in your thoughts can actually change your life on what you want. It comes from your thoughts. Because I wanted freedom. I wanted freedom, and because of that, I left banking, because I know banking is a high stressful job. But today, when I look back in my past 8 to 9 years, I never regretted a single day that I joined New Skin. Why? It's because I've got all the time to my family. As and when I need to take off, I can take off. Every day, I send my children to school. I pick them up from school. Through good times or bad times, things will not change. Yeah. Okay. So it only started from a thought, because I always believe, our parents give us a chance to live on this earth. We must make it an interesting one. And if I continue to work like other people, my outcome will just be like them. But if I come here, I decide to make a change. And more importantly is, I've already seen so many success stories from my mentors. Yeah. Okay. So it's actually how we respond to this thing. Are we reacting, or are we responding to it? And most importantly, I want to share with you, a great platform, a business platform, number one, it must be scalable. Now I ask myself, let's say if I'm doing a business, I have a coffee shop. Can I expand my 1 coffee shop to 5 coffee shops to 10 coffee shops without incurring any risk? I don't think this is possible. But over here in our network, whether you have 1 downline, whether you have 50 downline, whether you have 100 downline, you don't have to incur any additional risk. And this is the beauty of it. Because if you want to make it really big, you need to grow very big. But if you are growing very big at the expense of risk, I think this is not worth it at all. Because I've seen a lot of business. I give you one example. It's like bread talk. When you have 1 shop and 5 shops, maybe it's very easy to manage. When you have 100, 200, even 500 shops across the globe, across the region, I don't think it's easy to manage. Okay, this is one example. Second thing, mobility. I'll give you one example. My sister-in-law came from Hong Kong. So she made a decision to join New Skin about 7, 8 years ago. Now, I can't imagine if she still continued to stay in the banking world. And especially, we all know turbulent times. People are fighting one another. People can't even go to work. And last year was a year of was a year of crisis, because the people are infighting among each other. Businesses have to stop. And this year, because of the pandemic, I can tell you, Hong Kong economy is really coming to the very, very low. But if you're not mobile, maybe she can leave Hong Kong. But the moment she come over to another region, for example, in Singapore or even in Australia, she has got to find a job again. But look at New Skin. Whether you base yourself from Singapore, whether you base yourself in Australia, whether you base yourself in US, you can go anywhere. And I've always joked with people, all I have to do is just take my passport, bring my family members, we can go up to another country. As long as there are people in that country, there are people who want to lose weight, there are people who want to grow hair, there are people who want to live better, we've got opportunity, and our opportunities are so abundant. And most importantly, is because we partner with success together. And therefore, this sustainable will come in. Why is our business sustainable? Because we have got ST. And ST has run for 20 years, and ST has created so many millionaires. And ST has designed a program whereby they can teach us and duplicate our leaders by so many. Even though when we're sleeping, even though we're around the world, ST continue to run, and our business continue to run. And this is where the sustainability is. Because even if I stop the business today, I can pass my business to my 2 children, the business will continue to run. And where else can we find such a good partner, right? Yeah. So we are already prepared, even though, the pandemic has already come to this region. But I can tell you, success together, we are a lot faster than a lot of listed companies out there to make changes. Just like me today, this is my first time doing sharing from my own home in Singapore. Even though initially it's very strange, because I used to talk to so many people, so many of you, I'm able to see your face, but today I can't see any of your face except my own. Yeah, but I know from the bottom of my heart, if my sharing today can help change one more person's life, I think all this is actually worth it. Yeah. And most importantly, our success can be duplicated. Whether you have education, whether you've got no education, whether you're from a normal background, whether you're from banking, you're a law engineer, or you have no background at all, it really doesn't matter. Because over here, I see so many ordinary people succeed. And so much so that I firmly believe that, we are great, not because of us, but because we have us ST system. Yeah. And more importantly, Nu Skin has for so many years, for the last 35 years, come up with so many good products. And every time when they launch a new product, more and more millionaires are being created. Actually being a millionaire is just from a decision. Make a decision to change, make a decision to come and join us, and and start to learn how to build a network, because we are the professional network marketer. Yeah. And most importantly, where else can you find a train program whereby we can path your way towards success? Yeah. And more importantly, we also have our e-learning classes. You might be in Australia, you can dial into us, or you might be in Indonesia, we can dial in to anyone, everywhere and everywhere. But as it is, I'm very, very thankful, because we joined together in this system, and so many people actually benefited from collaboration together. And our mission is to be a force for good throughout the world by empowering people to improve lives, by rewarding business opportunities, innovative product, and enriching and uplifting culture. This is what Nu Skin mission stands for. When I first joined Nu Skin, I don't believe in it. But the more I do Nu Skin, the more I love this company, because it says what it means, and it means what it says. Nowhere else, I can tell you, around the world, you can find a second company like this. Yeah. And these are the published incomes from all the business leaders from different ranking. And Nu Skin is an audited company, so this cannot be fake. Has got to be real. And more importantly, you want to know what kind of company you work for, or you want to know what kind of company you partner with, you look at in terms of crisis. Recently, we've got a COVID crisis, but even then, Singapore and Malaysia come out to tell all the distributors that they are going to give a free delivery regardless of what you buy. Where else can you find a company like that? Yeah. And you can't calm the storm, so stop trying. What we can do is calm yourself inside, because sooner or later the storm will pass. Okay. So on the bright note, I just want to share with you that active cases in China is coming down, and we all know that China is the global engine around the world. Now, the epicenter of this situation has already moved to New York. And right now it's in the midst of Europe and US. But I can tell you that if China is up and running, if China is moving again, if the engines in China are moving again, the global economy will start to change. And this is one thing for sure. Okay. So when darkness is at the darkest, a star shines the brightest. Okay. So, the pessimists will complain about the wind, the optimists will do the things. And of course, we are the one, the realists will adjust the sails. So whether you're the pessimist, you're the optimist, or the realist, it really depends on you today. Yeah. So what I believe is we can really change the world. And it's really, really the people around this region. A lot of people need our help. A lot of people need us to go out there and reach out to them and change their lives. So instead of like what Jack Ma said, instead of looking at this as an opportunity, use your heart and really go with a heart of helping people, because a lot of people, they're worried that whether they still have a job. A lot of people who are in business, they worry that the business can last for the next 3 to 6 months. A lot of people that we can help. Yeah. So I came to the business because of the 6 level 5. Now we have 6 level 10 and 6 level 15. Find out from the person who bring you here, because your success can be a lot faster than mine. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Right now, I think across the world, across the globe, I think a lot of people are very fearful. Not just, I think they are very, very fearful. But really, let's be the difference. Let's make the difference. Let's go out there and change a lot of people's lives. Yeah. Okay. So once a frog decided to climb a tree, and this is the ending story that I want to share with you. So all the other frogs shouted, "It's impossible! It's impossible!" Yet this frog reached the top. Why is this frog able to reach the top? Is because the frog is deaf. The frog thinks that everyone is just cheering him on. Okay. Even though a lot of people will tell you network marketing cannot do. I've heard of New Skin. New Skin is an old skin company. It's an old company. You have no longer opportunities. I can tell you, please turn a deaf ear, because when I joined New Skin is already a very, very old company, and yet within a short few years, I'm able to make my $1 million member. It simply means that this business is real. Yeah. Okay, so even though I'm not a $20 million member, I know if I continue to do the business, eventually my children who inherit my business, they will be the next $20 million member. Yeah. So I've come to the end of my presentation. ST Millionaire Family welcomes you. My name is Alan. Thank you very much. It has been an honor with me to speak to you today. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Alan, COE Alan. Thank you so much. We're so grateful, for your sharing. I think it has opened up so